Hello and welcome to Life.EV. My name is Ajit Panicker and have been your host for a year now. And I lead an air conditioning company, Nova, and Pureblu, a tech startup in the air conditioning domain. Well, this is Life.EV, a podcast where we explore the intersection of life and values, uncovering what truly matters in our personal and professional journeys. For the last 1 year, every week we've brought you meaningful conversations, thought provoking insights, and practical wisdom to help you lead a more purpose driven life. Together, we have delved into the ethos of ethical growth, value creation, and the purpose of fulfillment, both in business and beyond. Today, as we begin our final episode, which is on stolen shoes, we reflect on the powerful lessons we have shared and the incredible impact of your support. Now, get ready for one last deep dive into the values that shape us and the stories that connect us. Let's make this finale unforgettable. And thank you for being with us on this journey. And as always, I have Vivek with me. Hi, Vivek. Welcome to our
Hi,
last
Ajit.
episode, episode 52.
Unreal how the year has flown, but first things first, a happy new year to you and to all our friends who regularly log in, listen to the two of us. And, I think it's because of their encouragement as well that we've been going. But mainly, chief thanks to you that you've kept this this whole program going for a year now. It's unreal. It just feels very unreal right now, to be honest.
Yeah, but it's been an incredible journey with Life.TV. And for the last time, for all our viewers, let me introduce Vivek Asrani. He is the driving force behind Camo Fastener Company, a trailblazer in the industrial fastener sector. What makes Vivek truly extraordinary is his unwavering commitment to the exploration of values. Now, for last 4 years, he has meticulously shared his weekly reflections on life's deeper meanings and the principles that guide us. These powerful insights, filled with wisdom and authenticity, are available on his website, vivekasrani.com. As we conclude this incredible journey of life.ev, I also want to bring to your notice that Vivek has authored the book One Day at a Time Reflections from Times of Silence. This thought provoking work offers a deep dive into his journey, exploring the transformative power of values in shaping both personal and professional lives. Available on Amazon, this insightful read invites readers to engage with Vivek's profound understanding of life's principles and their impact on our everyday decisions. It's a must read for anyone seeking to live a more meaningful and a value driven life. Well, in our final episode of Life.EV, we're delving into his reflection, Stolen Shoes. So, Vivek, let's make this memorable. Over to you, and let's hear your reflection on Stolen Shoes.
So, one of the most inspiring stories that came my way was of Jim Thorpe, who was representing the US Olympic team in the 1912 Olympics. He was an athlete, and on the morning of his event, he found to his dismay that somebody had stolen his shoes. Fortunately, he found Ajit's two different shoes in the garbage can. One of the shoes was a little too big for him, such that he had to actually wear an extra pair of socks. That day, Jim Thorpe went on to win two gold medals. And I just thought that not only was the story extremely inspiring, but there were a lot of learnings in it for many of us. One is, we too will find in life our shoes are stolen. It could be our health, finances, relationships, some support that we were banking on, somebody plays foul with us, and something that was very much in place and highly predictable suddenly disappears. It happens to us, right? And we've all been through several such situations. I think Jim Thorpe's story brought a few things to my conscious awareness. One was that when the goal is large enough, we tend to find a way to keep moving forward. And that spirit and attitude in us, I think, is exceedingly important because we never know when, you know, that beautiful book, Who Moved My Cheese? We never know when our cheese is going to be moved. But we have to constantly have the attitude of moving forward no matter what the odds stacked against us. And also, Ajit, from personal experience, and I'm sure all of us share that, is that when we freeze under pressure and we just, our mind just kind of shuts down and we don't, and we stop moving, is when things really get from bad to worse. But when we continue moving, even if in the wrong direction, is better, because finally we'll be pushed, into doing the right things and finding the right path. The second thing was that challenges make us creative and adaptable. Uh, in the face of a challenge, it's exceedingly critical for us to find an out of the box solution. It is a challenge because the normal has shifted for us. So for Jim Thorpe, the shoes were stolen. Now we're talking about 1912. It's not the days of just walking out, going to the next store, or getting onto your phone, clicking on the app, and in 30 minutes, a pair of shoes magically appears. So he had to find a creative solution, and he actually went to a garbage can and found two different shoes. So the spirit of innovation and creativity is not just to create something big, new, and different, but it's also a self preservation mechanism that each one of us needs to develop. And when we live with that uh, attitude, we stop making excuses and we start looking for solutions. The third was that if you really reflect on the story, he was running now with two different pairs of shoes, not his shoes, one larger than his size, two pairs of socks, and all of that. And he still wins two gold medals. So it wasn't the shoes that were making him win, it was his preparedness. And I think that is something which we know, but we very often forget the value of preparedness. There's a beautiful line which says that well prepared is half done. So, our ability, when we invest in that, it is greater than a small breakdown in the support system that we are banking on. So, yes, somebody may steal our shoes, but my ability and willingness to run is so strong because my preparedness is so strong that even if, whether it be financial setback, whether it be my health, whether it be some relationship, whether it be some support I was looking for, which I was expecting will come my way, and it doesn't matter because I have been preparing and running all my life for this race, right? So the value of preparedness, I think, was something that struck me. From a completely different angle, Ajit, different people are walking in different shoes, and only they know what they're going through. And from the outside, it's very difficult to know. It is only when we walk a mile in somebody else's shoes that we truly realize, what their life looks like. So this, gives us two things. One is a deep sense of compassion for somebody else. That everyone is walking in their pair of shoes, but they're struggling with certain things in their life. But more importantly, I think it brought to my conscious awareness was my own sense of gratitude for everything that's in place in my own life. So in spite of certain things not being in place, or not being in place, let me rephrase that, me probably wanting it to be a little different or better, right? And that's all of us, the human aspiration. But when you reflect on the fact that different people are walking in different shoes, it builds a lot of compassion and gratitude. And finally, this story, when I read about stolen shoes, brought back a memory from school. And in fact, it was a memory, Ajit, of, I think I was in the third or fourth standard, if I remember right. And Air India building, in those days there used to be a Air India hoarding, and I still remember reading it on that hoarding, right? It must have been like now almost 45, 50 years ago, which said that I cried because I had no shoes till I saw someone who had no feet. And again, just the deep sense of no matter what, how fortunate we are, whatever else may be happening in our life, no matter that. That again, the deep sense of gratitude. Uh, and that's so I think it's great that you've started the new year on this note, and you picked this last episode to be one of inspiration, hope, resilience, and deep sense of compassion and thanksgiving and gratitude.
Awesome. It's a very inspiring story, but also the story highlights the importance of purpose. Now, how do you stay connected to larger goals, especially during moments of adversity? I'm sure he's looking at winning the medal, he's looking forward, and then suddenly in the morning, I mean, that's a perfect situation to, it's the worst adversity that you can have, right? And we all come through these situations when you're looking for the perfect moment, things go wrong. And the big question is, how do I stay connected with the larger goals? What are your thoughts on that?
So let me start answering that, Ajit, with a lovely analogy that I had heard, that, as you rightly said, things in life will go wrong. We will fall. We don't have a choice. But we do have a choice as to how we fall. And there are three ways in which we can fall. We can either fall like a pot of mud, where we fall and we break. The situation overpowers us and shatters us. Or we can fall like an iron ball, where we don't break, but we fall with so much of anger and negativity that we break things around us. But the third way of falling is like a rubber ball, that the harder we fall, the higher we spring back. So, to answer your question, how do we stay constantly connected with that purpose? One is building the resilience and the ability to spring back in us. Second is there is a fact and there is an emotion attached to the fact. The fact is that my shoes are stolen. The emotion attached to it is, oh my God, what will I do? Now I can't win the race. Now I'm in trouble. So there's fear, there's anger, there's anxiety. Life is unfair on me. I didn't hurt anybody. Why would somebody steal my shoes? Why is this happening to me? We have to be very aware that in a challenge, the emotions attached to the fact don't overpower us. Third, I think it's very important for us to constantly remind ourselves what is the higher purpose that we are working towards. We set our goals, we set the purpose. Very often we tend to forget, and we move away from that center. So it's very important to recenter ourselves. Ideally, if we could do this, for 5 minutes every morning, just sit in that space of silence and just kind of reflect, review, and remind ourselves. That's one. You know, in a similar way, I mean, at least it happened with us in school. Every morning we would sing the national anthem. Now, what it was in a way doing, it was just reminding us as students of our duty towards our nation. School could have very well said on the first day of school that, guys, as students, you have a duty towards your country, and left it at that. So I think this constant communication with ourselves and reminding ourselves and anchoring to that higher is very important. And the last I would say is it is of strategic benefit. If we recognize that we can only latch on to the higher when we drop the lower, it's true of a crisis as well. That for me to come out of a difficult situation, I have to hold on to something higher, better, stronger. So that reminder that if I'm down, what is that higher that I was working towards? Let me get back to, holding on to that rope which will pull me up. So this, at least in my own personal life, has helped me a lot.
Awesome, Vivek. Vivek, there's a proverb which we've all heard this before, and I have always said that, this was made for the guys who are people like me who are in the cooling business, which is making hay while the sun shines. Right? That's the proverb which was made for people like me. But in the context of this episode, stolen shoes, when you say that, it's, the role of preparation. And I think that's very important even as entrepreneurs, What role does preparation and training play in helping us overcoming challenges when the unexpected happens? And I know, and we all go through this. And the stolen shoes also talks about the mental preparation and thinking about, the having the attitude of, even of the what is a larger purpose, even in adversity. So, what's the role of preparations, and how are you prepared for that, and how do you experience it?
I don't think we can emphasize enough the importance of preparation. It's, to my mind, the iceberg theory. Our performance is 10%, 90% is what the world doesn't see, which is the preparation that leads to that 10%. We've all applauded Federer, uh, and the and Djokovic, for example, right? Uh, Fabulous players, Nadal. So we see them for those 2 hours on the court. We don't see the 200 hours of effort that goes into that perfect serve or that perfect volley or that perfect return. So it's the iceberg theory. Now we have to be willing to first understand it, accept it, imbibe it, and live it. Our challenge is that we intellectually understand it. Everybody says, yeah, preparation is very important. And then what do? We are so focused on producing and doing more and more that we forget that part of our time has to go into the preparation. Okay. If you take the army, for example, they say that an army that is well prepared in peacetime avoids a war situation, and an army can never be taken off guard. The other example that comes to mind, Ajit, is very recently, and as a keen chess player, for me it was like very exciting to see Gukesh and Ding play the World Chess Championship, and it is exactly the question you asked. They have prepared thousands of hours for that one move which the opponent will play, which could be an unexpected move. And then, like, okay, now what do? I have to go back deep into my preparation, that what is the right way over here. So, our willingness and ability to invest in our preparation forms the foundation for the future fruits that we are seeking. If we think that we're going to succeed without the bedrock and the foundation of preparation, we may wing it a few times. We may be successful. It's not that we can't. But if we're looking at true sustainability and creating true sustainable and scalable value, then the bedrock, like an iceberg, has to be the depth of preparation, which will take us to the height of our success.
Awesome. So that's the final episode. And like all our episodes, we will stick to our 20 minutes. And we've done that for 52 weeks right now. And to all our viewers, you've liked this episode. Most of all our episodes have been truly thought provoking discussions filled with deep insights. And these conversations has left, personally, I can say, with all of us to plenty to reflect on, especially the delicate balance between exploring values and driving business growth. But let's not stop here. This must be the last episode. But these ideas aren't meant to be kept to ourselves. And we would encourage you to share this episode with your friends, colleagues, family. Start a dialogue and ask them, what do you think? And let the conversation flow. Who knows? A simple conversation could spark a new perspective, a new idea, or even a new journey. So thank you for being part of Life.EV. Let's continue creating value together, one conversation at a time. And with that, we come to the end of not just today's episode, but an incredible season of 52 episodes. And what a journey of Life.EV. It's been an honor to explore the fascinating world of values with you, Vivek, and week after week. And a heartfelt thank you to Vivek for this invaluable contributions to this memorable finale. Now, Vivek's insights has left us with profound thoughts to carry forward. Now, as we close the season, let's remember that the journey of exploring values doesn't end here. Share these conversations with your friends, colleagues, and family. Spark meaningful discussions, ask questions, and continue enriching your lives through values. Thank you for listening, supporting, and growing with us through every episode. This isn't just a goodbye, it's an invitation to keep the spirit of Life.EV alive in your everyday lives. Until we meet again in new ways, stay curious, stay inspired, and keep exploring life. Vivek, thank you very much. It's been a wonderful 1 year journey. of 52 weeks. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Ajit. Take care.
Bye bye.